Hello, welcome back to another video and welcome to the first in the Brandon Sanderson read-along vlog series. So I'm going to be reading The Final Empire in this vlog. This is a reread for me. I have read it and tabbed it before. I'm going to be reading it and probably tabbing it again. I have technically started, but yeah. I'm going to be reading and tabbing it again, and this will be a spoiler-filled vlog, so if you do not want to be spoiled for The Final Empire, read the book, come back and watch this one later. But so yeah, Final Empire is book one in the Mistborn series. It is my entry point into the Cosmere, which is Brandon Sanderson's like expansive universe. Like I said, this is a reread for me, but I never continued the series, so I'm starting it again. I'm going to just read out the synopsis, just so we all know what's going on, because I don't. The mist rules the night, the Lord Ruler owns the world. For 1,000 years the ash fell. For 1,000 years the scar slaved in misery and lived in fear. For 1,000 years the Lord Ruler reigned with absolute power and absolute terror, divinely invincible. Every attempted revolt has failed miserably. Yet somehow hope survives. A new kind of uprising is being planned, one that depends on the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind and the courage of an unlikely heroine, a Scar street urchin who must learn to master allomancy, the power of a Mistborn. What if the prophesied hero had failed to defeat the Dark Lord? The answer will be found in the Mistborn trilogy, a saga of surprises that begins here. I mean, it's blurbed by Robin Hobb, so like you can't get much higher accolades, really, can you? I think I gave this one 4 stars when I read it before. I'm excited to reread it. It's like I said, I am technically 100 pages in. I have already started it because I'm doing this intro late. Mainly because I have got makeup on for the first time in about 3 weeks. So I was like, well, let's do an intro. I audiobooked the first 100 pages, but I think I'm going to actually physically read this book. I think last time I did a bit of both. And I feel like there is a whole chunk here in the middle where there's no tabs, which I expect is where I was audiobooking last time. Judging on a lot of tabs in this part and then no tabs for quite a while. I'm guessing I was reading physically and then audiobooking in the second half. I'm going to try and read it physically, but I might dip in and out of the audio as we go anyway. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to read the book. I will be catching up every sort of 100 or so pages with spoiler-filled thoughts, opinions, views. This one, again, because I have read it before, I'm not going to be able to kind of give like theories and like what I think is going to happen, because even though I haven't read it for a couple of years, I kind of still do know what's going to happen. But yeah, welcome to the first of the Brandon Sanderson reading vlogs. Let's go reading. Hi, hello. It is Saturday and I will be honest, I have been really crap at reading The Final Empire. So I'm up to the end of part 1, which is page 168, which is not very far in. So, thoughts, feelings, other things so far. So we've met Vin. Vin is learning allomancy from Cal, and we have kind of set up the gang and started to like make a plan. But I think part 2 is going to be where the plan is actually going to come into effect. Cal has started teaching Vin allomancy, and I really enjoy that part. I think it's really interesting. I like learning about magic in that sort of magic school setting, because you learn about the world and the magic and the politics and things like that in a more natural way than it being more info dumpy. So enjoying so far. Do you have any other thoughts? Not really. I want to make good progress in Final Empire today. Like I said, today's Saturday. I've been reading it for about a week and I just haven't been picking it up. But to be honest, a lot of that is I've got other books that I'm needing to read, and so it's been like not my first read, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to go and have lunch, and then I'm going to come back to the Final Empire and hopefully read a little bit more. I would like to try and get to the page 200 mark. Because I'm at like page 168, I'm not going to update you at 200. My next update will either be at the end of the next part or at about page 300, I think, or when there's something interesting that I have to say. So I'll talk to you later. Hello. Okay, I'm at the end of part 2 now in the Final Empire. So Kelsier has just gone to the palace to try and find the 11th metal. I don't know what the 11th metal is, and I don't know if I should know. Also, and again, I don't know if this is me just missing something, but in the training scenes with Vin, we've spoken through 8 metals, and I've checked, there's 8 metals mentioned in like the glossary at the back, which are, let me just check notes here, because I don't remember them all. Iron, steel, tin, pewter, brass, zinc, copper, and bronze. That's 8. We've then been introduced to atium in this last part, which is metal number 10. What the fuck's metal number 9? Am I supposed to know what metal number 9 is? I don't know. I don't know what metal number 9 is. And then Kelsey is talking about the 11th metal, which is a mystery metal, which nobody knows what it is or what it does. So I am slightly confused because I don't know if I should know. I don't know if I'm supposed to understand, and like I don't know if this is something that will come up in later books. I expect it will. I very, very much doubt that Brandon Sanderson has left such a gaping plot hole that he's missed a whole number out in counting from 1 till 10. So I don't know what number 9 is, and I don't know what number 11 is or what they do. Anyway, so Kelsey has gone to the palace, and Vin followed him there and also went to the palace. They were stopped and like caught by inquisitors. They both have managed to escape. Vin got basically stabbed in the side, and she thought that Kelsier was taken by the inquisitors. He got back to the lair, clubhouse, whatever you want to call it, den, and he thought that Vin had been taken by inquisitors. However, Vin had been rescued by Sayezd, and I don't know if I spoke about Sayezd earlier, but he is sort of teaching Vin to be like a noble woman, because she's supposed to be like infiltrating these noble houses. I really like him. He's fantastic. I love, he's something called a keeper, and he basically has got like the memory of all of the world's religions, but the Lord Ruler, who's ruled for the last 1,000 years, has outlawed all religions. So the keepers are kind of hunted down by the Lord Ruler. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. But yeah, it's getting good, and it's at that part, like I said, I'm now at the end of part 2, and I'm like, we know that like Vin is very prepared to put herself on the line. And I like, okay, I've read this book before, so I know that she survives. Do you know what? I do remember there being a lot of bodies at the end of this book, though. I'm like 99% certain Vin survives. I don't actually remember fully. Anyway, sorry about spoilers. Probably doesn't matter because you're watching a spoiler-filled vlog anyway, so who cares? But yeah, I'm nervous. I'm nervous that, like, because also Kelsey said that he doesn't think that the Lord Ruler will be killed. Hang on, I tabbed it. Where's my page? Because he says, oh no, not that page. Let me find it. I've searched for 2 years to find a way to kill him. Men have tried everything. He ignores normal wounds, and decapitation only annoys him. A group of soldiers burned down his inn during one of the early wars. The Lord Ruler walked out barely more than a skeleton and was healed in a matter of seconds. So the Lord Ruler is like fully invincible. You know, normally when you talk about someone being invincible, they can still die if they're like decapitated or burned, but the Lord Ruler doesn't. So how is Kelsier going to kill him? Because he's going to have to kill him to overthrow the whole empire. Very intrigued. Yeah, I'm up to about page 260. I'm going to just carry on reading. My next update is either going to be, because again, my plan was to obviously update about every 100 pages, but there's no point me updating you in 40 pages time. So it'll either be around about the page 400 mark, or when I'm at the end of part 3, or when there's something interesting to talk about. So, talk to you soon. Hello. Okay, I'm at the end of part 3 of the Final Empire. We're getting through. I'm at page 420-ish. So, things have happened. I have used, can you see? Let me point them out. My Hoid tab has been used. I don't remember if I was saying this earlier. I've got a tab for Hoid, because even though I don't know who Hoid is or like why he's important, I just know that there is this like Cosmere lore that Hoid appears in every book. I don't know who he is, so I've got a Hoid tab, which is this like red one down here. Anyway, so like I said, at the end of part 3, and the army have just attacked another garrison and got completely slaughtered. And Kel is like, they're saying that a 5,000 men being killed is a victory because hey, they tried. And Kel's like, no, I'm going to show you what a victory is, which I love. Something that I'm really, really enjoying in the book so far is the humour. I love Ham and Breeze. I love their interactions, the way that they just sort of kind of bounce off each other, and Ham has all of these like kind of silly philosophical discussions, and Breeze is kind of like snooty. There was a part that I did actually lol at, which was so Spooks is one of like the boys in the gang, and he speaks in this dialect, and Breeze is like, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. And everybody else just tries to like talk like Spooks just to wind up Breeze. And like it's just things like that kind of really kind of like simple camaraderie I really enjoy. I think it's fun. Yeah, the found family element of this I'm really enjoying. Ham has come back from the army, but he's also just been asked to join the Lutherdale garrison. And he's going to join them as a spy, but also Ham is sort of like, well, I'm not going to fight people who think I'm on their side. So I'm concerned about Ham. Like, as in, I'm concerned that Ham might not make it. I don't remember. I remember there are people that die by the end, but I don't remember who. And I'm concerned that Ham might be one of them. And I might cry if that's the case. But yeah, so far, 400 odd pages in. I'm enjoying it. Thursday evening at the moment. My plan is to finish this book this weekend. Ideally by Saturday, so I can edit this vlog and get it up on Sunday. That would be grand. But yeah, I have so many books I need to read this month, and it's the 23rd today. I've got a week left of the month, and I need to read Valor by John Gwynne. I don't think that's going to happen. I've got to read The Ragpicker King by Cassandra Clare. That has to happen. That's a book I need to read for work. I've not really read anything of my like planned January TBR. Not the end of the world, but also a bit annoying. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I need to be reading. So I need to get a wiggle on and finish Final Empire. I don't think I've got anything else to say. I will talk to you at my next update. I finished it. It's Friday evening. I finished it. I'm sorry I didn't do any other updates. I know I said I was going to do an update at like page 400 and 500, and I didn't. This book's so good. I mean, you know when it's like, you know a book is good. Like, A, this was a reread, but B, it's Brandon Sanderson, and it's sort of universally accepted that this book is fantastic. Yeah, so what happened in the last 200 pages that I read today? Well, what did happen? So I can't remember words. I can't remember what I was saying yesterday or my last update. But the rebel army had gone to fight another army and were destroyed. And so Cal was like, okay, right, well, we want to like plan B. Like, yeah, that's a massive setback, but we can still do this. Then there was Vin discovers a plot to kill Eland. She manages to kind of like, she's like, no, I need to stop this. Ends up killing the woman who was like Ellen's fiance, who was another Mistborn, and that sort of triggered this house war. And we then had like the riots. So basically, then there was a Lord Reno and his family were not family. What I'm talking about. No, I'm missing a bit. Marsh, which is Cal's brother, had kind of infiltrated into like one of the obligators, I think they're called. Anyway, they'd gone to meet, Vin and Cal had gone to meet him to like kind of do a little knowledge exchange, and they find him dead. He's been killed by are they investigators? I've literally just finished it and I can't remember any of the words. What even is this? Inquisitors. Been killed by the Inquisitors. So they realise that actually like everything will have been corrupt. Like Marsh will have given things up. Their safe house is no longer safe. So they basically, the whole crew has to like kind of run away and hide. So with that, they tell Lord Reno to like pack up and leave as well. All of his servants, the whole house gets caught, brought back to be slaughtered in like the city square. Cal's like, absolutely no way. So the crew basically going to go and try and fight it and like rescue everybody. Cal's fighting an Inquisitor. He kills the Inquisitor. The Lord Ruler appears. And the Lord Ruler kills Cal. And honestly, like, just the kind of shock, the kind of like, whoom, especially because of the way it literally, the Lord Ruler goes up, slaps him around the face and stabs him. Done. Like, there's no battle there. He's literally like, and half his face has been ripped off by this slap, by the way. It's not just a little like tap tap. So then obviously everyone's like, shit, Cal's dead. But Cal's also kind of made himself this almost like godlike figure. There's all of the Scar are like, yeah, we believe in Cal. We're going to do, you know, what Cal wanted us to do. So the Scar are rebelling. Vin decides to go and try and take on the Lord Ruler. Fails, comes back. Marsh is an Inquisitor. They try and fight it. Anyway, eventually, it's all a lot of drama. And they kill the Lord Ruler. Elend is put on the throne as like the new king. And that's kind of where we ended. I mean, look at all of my tabs. Honestly, this is a extortionate amount of tabbing. This book was fantastic. Rating wise, I'm probably going to give it's probably a 4-star. I am going to run it through Corpal in a bit, but I feel like it is probably a 4-star, only because while it is fantastic, it's taken me quite a long time to get into. I would say the first 200 pages are a bit slow. And that can dampen my enjoyment of a book when it takes so long to like really kick in. So, I mean, like, it's still been a fantastic book and I've really enjoyed it, but it has been a book that I haven't been leaning towards picking up like every single day. you know, if I've had the choice between picking up the Final Empire or watching TV, I'm choosing TV, and that never happens on a 5-star book. So yeah, I think I'm giving it 4 stars. Could be like a little bit more, could be like a 4. I don't, is it a 4.5? I don't think it is. I think it is just a solid 4-star. But I am so excited to get onto the Well of Ascension. That will be next month's book. Watch out, there will be a vlog for that one as well. And if you read this book, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you want to join in my Cosmere readathon. And I'll see you next month with the Well of Ascension. Bye.